exceedingly well in the fight against COVID-19. We are grateful that to date we have had no major hospitalizations nor deaths from the virus. As we move towards a full reopening sometime in October, we can expect the virus to return and enter our communities. The difference now, compared to the early days in the fight, is that we have a vaccine available that can protect us. We congratulate the near 10,000 persons who stepped forward and did the right thing and got their first shot, taking us to almost 30% of the target population. We understand the hesitancy by some due in part to misunderstandings or to misinformation. With the arrival of the 21,600 doses of the vaccines tomorrow, I will use my time here to remind you of 10 reasons why you should take the vaccine and hopefully address any unanswered questions when the lines open up later in the program. I will also speak to some changes that you may see in the not-too-distant future once a significant proportion of the population has been fully vaccinated. So why take the vaccine? 1, it is free. The COVID-19 vaccine is 100% free. It's available in all 17 health centers in the Federation, 11 in St. Kitts, and 6 in Nevis. No appointment is needed, and there is no limitation to access based on priority groups. All you need to do is show up at 1 p.m. Monday to Friday. There are also special vaccine sessions that are advertised for Saturday mornings at some clinics. If you have a business with a large staff, the Ministry of Health will also make it convenient for you by coming on site to vaccinate you and your employees in groups of 10. 2, it has a high efficacy and effectiveness. The efficacy of the AstraZeneca vaccine in clinical trials was 82.4%, and the effectiveness in the general population is way higher once more persons get vaccinated. It also helps to reduce asymptomatic infections and transmission. Even if you get COVID-19 after you are vaccinated, you are protected from getting seriously ill or having prolonged debilitating disease. 3, it saves lives. More than 10,000 persons are dead in the Caribbean region and over 555,000 in the United States and more than 2.8 million worldwide. Getting vaccinated is a sure path to survival. The average case fatality rate of COVID-19 is 3.4%. This means that if 100 persons get the disease, just over 3 persons may die. The case fatality in certain age groups can be even higher. It can rise to 20% for age groups 75 to 79, 32% for ages 80 to 80, 40% for ages 85 to 90, and 47% for persons over 90. This means that the risk of dying from COVID-19 significantly increases in persons over the age of 75. When the country is opened, if you are not vaccinated, you are likely to get seriously ill and may die from the virus, which will come. Getting vaccinated will certainly prevent this. The vaccine is 100% effective in preventing you from getting severely ill and dying from COVID-19. 4, it is safe. The current COVID-19 vaccines have been tested in more patients than previously tested vaccines. Though experience with the current COVID-19 vaccines only covers 6 months for the AstraZeneca, it has been found to be safe in clinical trials for more than 10 years, and the mRNA vaccines like Pfizer and Moderna for more than 3 years. Safety studies were done with the vaccines with tens of thousands of patients, and many millions of persons have already been vaccinated with very little side effects. No one has died from the vaccine, but millions have died from COVID-19. Also, most alleged side effects are probably not caused by the vaccine. Unfortunately, people get sick all the time, independently of COVID-19. Given the size of the COVID-19 vaccination program, it is inevitable that some people will develop health conditions shortly after vaccination, the causes of which have nothing to do with the vaccine. 4, you protect those around you and the vulnerable. Being vaccinated helps prevent you from getting COVID-19, so you are less likely to spread the disease to others, especially the vulnerable. If there are children, grandchildren, grandparents, or elderly persons around you or your friends, then you all should get vaccinated. 5, We need 70 to 90% of the population to be vaccinated in order for COVID-19 to go away. When we keep the R value below 1, we wipe out the virus. The R value is the number of persons an infected person is allowed to infect. The estimate is that the R value for coronavirus is 2.6. So without masking or social distancing, each person who has COVID will give it to 2.6 persons. That number is what allowed scientists to calculate that about 70 to 90% of the people in the population need to be vaccinated in order for the virus to go away. The sooner we get there, the better it is for all of us. We are also in a race against time to stop the virus mutating. The more people who are vaccinated and protected against the strains circulating now, the less opportunity there is for the virus to keep spreading and changing to outsmart the vaccines. 6, to protect your health system. By ending this pandemic through vaccination, we release pressure on the health system so we can then dedicate our efforts, funds, and equipment to helping people with non-communicable diseases and other health matters. 7, to keep you financially strong. The vaccine stops you from getting COVID-19 and getting sick. This stops you from having to be out from work and losing money. It will also bring back our industries adversely affected by the virus, like tourism and entertainment. Your boss, who is currently thinking of closing the business, can now stay open and keep you employed. 8, to protect future generations. Over the course of history, humanity has had to coexist with many debilitating and life-threatening diseases that are now rare due to childhood vaccination programs. Immunizing ourselves against COVID-19 today will help eradicate the virus and protect future generations, allowing them to live a healthier and longer life. 9, to help prevent fake news. Research has shown that fake news spread faster and much further than truthful information. Over the last few decades, conspiracy theories and misinformation have eroded public trust in vaccines, leading to the re-emergence of nearly eradicated diseases in many countries. By showing up and getting vaccinated, you are not only protecting yourself and your loved ones from COVID-19, but also setting an example and sending a strong message that you believe in science and you will help fight back against the spread of misinformation. When you show up and you take the vaccine, you may influence others whose hesitancy was hinged on your actions. And 10, and lastly, it is the quickest way for us to get back to normal. Once we reach herd immunity, we can consider changing a lot of the restrictions that are in place to contain the spread of the virus, as the vaccine will give us extra protection. Even before reaching herd immunity, as the number of vaccinated persons increase in the population, changes will be made. We are looking at increasing the number of persons who can attend mass gatherings once you are vaccinated. This means that persons who are fully vaccinated will be able to attend football matches, athletic meets, church services, weddings, and funerals in near normal numbers. Entertainers will be able to organize mass events with increase in the cap way beyond the current figure of 150 once attendees are vaccinated. Outdoor concerts will return. We can soon see entertainers having performers on stage in front of large crowds with limited social distancing once persons are vaccinated. The music festival and private concerts, for example. We can see the return of our national carnival as we once knew it if we reach the threshold of herd immunity. We can also see the quarantine period significantly reduced from the now 14 days for persons returning to the Federation who are fully vaccinated. This will not only allow you to see your loved ones who were unable to travel because of the restrictions, but will bring back visitors and guests to our hotels and revitalize our economy. I am certainly anxiously looking forward to this change, as I haven't seen my children or grandchildren in over a year. It will also allow us to travel and return without being locked away for 2 weeks if we are fully vaccinated. Many of us are longing to escape for a vacation and return to our home or work without the 2-week quarantine. Cruise ships will return, and many businesses dependent on tourism will again begin to thrive once we are vaccinated. The future looks bright and is literally in your hands. Don't hesitate, vaccinate. I thank you.